All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Lori, and I'll be your host for this webinar session. If you can hear me clearly, please drop a yes in the chat. If you're watching us from YouTube, drop a yes in the comment section. And I really want to see your energy for this webinar session today. If you're excited to be here, please drop your favorite emoji in the chat. So today we are going to be having a practical and straight to the point session. It's quite short, just 30 minutes, and you will understand why recruiters aren't responding to your applications and what you can fix immediately. Now I'm going to proceed with introducing our guest speaker for today, Praise Okolamo. Sorry if I murdered your name. Praise is a recruiter and talent acquisition specialist with hands-on experience in full cycle recruitment, talent mapping, and employer branding. She works closely with hiring teams and also supports job seekers in improving their visibility and marketability. She is passionate about bridging the gap between talent and opportunity, ensuring the right people are in the right roles to drive organizational success. So please show your excitement by giving us an emoji in the chat or in the comments as we welcome Praise. Praise, over to you.
Hi everyone. Good evening. I hope everybody can hear me. Yes, you murdered my name. My name is Praise Okolawon, not Okolawon. But that's okay, that's fine. All right. Today we'll just be talking about what recruiters are really looking for, and how LinkedIn optimization, can be of help. How LinkedIn optimization can help job seekers. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what optimizing your LinkedIn profile actually means. I've met a couple of persons that don't actually even know what it means to optimize your LinkedIn profile. It seems like a concept that is far away from them, but it's quite simple. So as you can see on the screen, LinkedIn optimization is the process of setting up your LinkedIn profile in a way that would help recruiters find you, understand what you do, and see your value quickly. Because the truth is that recruiters are always looking for talent. I'm a recruiter, so I can say this. Recruiters are always looking for talent. Of course, there are situations where we would make a job post and we get thousands of applications, hundreds of applications. But there are also situations where we are actively looking for talent. So if your LinkedIn profile is not optimized, there will be no way for recruiters to find you. Hence the reason for the setting up of this webinar in the first place. So if a recruiter can't find you, or if recruiters can't find you or quickly understand what you offer, this just simply means that you're invisible. And that is what optimization fixes. So if you want to optimize your LinkedIn, or if you want to ensure that recruiters can find you, what you need to do is to optimize your LinkedIn profile. So, next slide, please. So why does LinkedIn optimization matter? So what's the essence of the LinkedIn optimization in the first place? Like I said earlier, I'm a recruiter, and I know every recruiter that I know uses LinkedIn. I don't think there's anybody or any recruiter that I know that does not use LinkedIn. So I use LinkedIn on a regular basis. It's like a daily routine. When I wake up in the morning, after I check my mail, I go to LinkedIn, because you don't know where you just see somebody, oh, this person might be a good fit for a role I'm looking for. So LinkedIn is a tool, or it's an app that 90% of recruiters use on a regular basis. So if your profile is not optimized, that automatically means that you're invisible. Like I already said earlier, recruiters are always sourcing for talent. Now, if your LinkedIn profile is not clearly or well optimized, you become invisible. Now, I always tell persons or people that your LinkedIn is your digital CV and your personal brand. So let's say, for instance, I'm having a conversation with somebody, a professional conversation, and the person brings up another name, or brings up a name of somebody and says, oh, Praise, you know this person. And if I don't know the person, the first thing or the first place that comes to my mind or comes to my head to check is always LinkedIn. Before I say, oh, let me check Instagram or Twitter, especially if it's a professional conversation, please. If I'm having that kind of conversation, I always like to check LinkedIn, because when I check LinkedIn and I see your profile, it gives me an idea of the kind of person that you are professionally. And that's what I think. That's why I say that LinkedIn is your digital CV and your personal brand. So LinkedIn optimization increases your visibility, and so it makes opportunities find you. So if opportunities cannot choose you, they cannot find you. I always tell people, or you hear a lot of persons say, there are no opportunities in Lagos, there are no opportunities in Nigeria. But some persons are not even doing what they are supposed to do so that opportunities can find them. So if you optimize your LinkedIn profile, if your LinkedIn profile becomes optimized, then it becomes possible for opportunities to choose you or find you. Next slide, please. Okay, yes. So let's talk a little bit about what recruiters actually do. I know quite a number of persons that always miss, they don't quite know what recruiters do. They always confuse the work of a recruiter, that of a hiring manager. Some people think the recruiters are the alpha and the omega of the recruitment process, which is not true in any way. Oftentimes, recruiters are not the hiring manager for the role that they're recruiting for. So if you have been one of those persons that do not like recruiters. I was in a boss some time ago, and then I got into a conversation with somebody, and the person was like, okay, what did you do? I was like, oh, I'm a recruiter. And the look on the person's face just changed. And so it just seemed like the person had probably heard so many bad things about recruiters. I was even engaged in conversations that have talked bad about recruiters. So let's talk a little bit about what a work day looks like for a recruiter. So let's say, for instance, a client, we're going to call this client Alpha. Let's say client Alpha comes to me and says, oh, Praise, I have two open roles. I have two vacancies in my organization. I want to recruit for two. I want to fill these two roles. So the client says, I have a junior accountant role and I have a regional business development director role. Now, the process of the sourcing strategy for these two roles will be entirely different, majorly because these two roles are not in the same cadre, they're not in the same sector, they're entirely two different kind of roles. So how I would go about sourcing for talents for this clients would be different. So for the junior accountant role rather, must have gotten all the details, the job description, make a job post, different job platforms. I'm sure you see a lot of job ads on LinkedIn. So different job platforms, and then I start to receive applications, screen, shortlist, sent to the client, and that's usually how it goes. Now, for a senior level role or for a role that can be a little hard to fill, in the sense that it is not, you won't find talents or for these roles everywhere. What we usually do, or what recruiters usually do, this is where LinkedIn optimization comes in. This is where, if you have an optimized LinkedIn profile, you would thrive. So what recruiters usually do is, okay, there will be certain keywords or certain things in particular that the client is looking for, maybe from a particular industry, sometimes even from a particular company, or maybe location. So just specific keywords. I pick those specific keywords and the job title as well. Place it on what we call Boolean search, and then it starts to filter out um links and talents that I can click on, and then it takes me to their LinkedIn account. Now, if your LinkedIn account is not optimized, there is a very high chance that your name or your LinkedIn profile will not pop up in my search results. But if your LinkedIn profile is optimized, there is the chances that your name or your LinkedIn profile will pop up in my search results is very high. Now, this is where LinkedIn optimization comes into play. Next slide, please. So now that we have seen the importance of LinkedIn optimization and why we need it, let's talk about 7 areas that you can optimize as regards your LinkedIn account. So if you have your LinkedIn account with you or your phone, you can just check your LinkedIn profile and I'll just breeze through it. So the first thing, very important, I always say this, very, very important, is your headline. So if you check your LinkedIn profile, your headline is the line that is directly under your name. So like I said earlier, your headline is one of the most important parts of your LinkedIn profile. Majorly because if your headline is vague and if your headline is not clear, you would not even your name or your profile would not even come out in the search results in the first place. So your headline is what gets you found. All right. Your LinkedIn headline is what gets you found. So if your headline is vague and your headline is not clear, if your headline says something like, I'm open to opportunities, I'm seeking opportunities, that's a vague headline. And so if I'm searching for a job title that fits in with what you do, but because your headline is not clear, I won't be able to find you in the first place, or recruiters won't be able to find you in the first place. So as you can see on the screen, we have an example here. We have product designer, Figma, UX, fintech. So the product designer most likely would be the job title of whoever this person is. This person that is not real that we just use this example. So the product designer will be that person, will be the job title. Then we have Figma UX skills that this person has, and then fintech will most likely be the industry that this person is currently working in or at. So your headline has to be clear and very and not vague, so that you can pop up, or your name can appear in the search result when we're looking for talents of your sort. So the next thing we're going to talk about is your about section, or the about section. So after you see your headline, the next line that you see, or the next part that you see after your headline, is the about section. So your about section, I think that your about section is the section that should tell your professional story. So if I want to know about you, if I want to see your area of expertise, I want to see your value, I would check your about section. So your about section should include relevant keywords. And I also think that your about section should end with probably what you're open to or what you're known for. So instead of putting I'm open to opportunities in your headline, it's something that you can put in your about section. So if your about section says something like, oh, I'm a HR professional, have 5 years of experience, I've done this, I've done that, I've worked in this place, I've worked in that place. Your last paragraph or your lifeline can say something like, I'm open to opportunities. If you're looking for a trusted HR partner, let's connect. Now that's a good about section. Now let's talk about your experience section. All right, so your experience section is okay. So, like I already stated, your headline gets you found. Your about section, after I found you, I go through your about section. I say, oh, this profile is making sense. I'm interested. Your about section will get me interested. Now, what your experience section would do is that it would sort of build, it would prove your credibility instead. So after I've noticed you, after I've found you, and then I'm now interested in you. And I check your experience section to check your value, to prove your value. So your experience section proves your value. This is where recruiters would check, or this is where I would check what you have done in the past, the kind of results that you have delivered, or if you're a marketing manager, what kind of results have you delivered? What is the outcome of your work so far? What skills have you actually used? So your experience section should include, like you can see on the screen, you should include numbers, metrics, you include outcomes, achievements, skills you have used. No, so it's not just dumping roles and responsibilities that you have done. It should prove your worth, it should prove your value, it should prove your credibility. So, like I already said earlier, your headline will get me to find you. If I'm probably using Boolean search, I'm just scrolling through LinkedIn, I'm sourcing for a talent. Your headline will make me find you, get me to find you. Your about section will get me interested in you, and then your experience section will prove your credibility. Now, let's talk about keyword strategy. Keyword strategy. I like to say this to people that as much as having a nice looking profile is good, you must ensure that you're using the right keywords. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to use recruitment because recruitment is what I resonate with the most. So I'm going to use recruitment. So as a recruiter, there are certain keywords that has to be in my profile. That has to be my LinkedIn profile. Keywords like recruitment, keywords like headhunting, keywords like poaching, keywords like onboarding, keywords like interviewing skills. Now, those kind of keywords have to be on my LinkedIn profile for it to be an optimized LinkedIn profile, or else there is a very high chance that my profile, would not pop up when recruiters are searching for my own kind of talent. So next slide, please. So let's talk about skill section. So the skill section is, I think, should be more than just a list. I see some certain profiles and just listing. You see skills or skills related to marketing, and another skill related to creative design. As much as that can be good, it is best to keep your skill section to only relevant ones. That's ones that pertain to what you do currently in your profession or your career. So say for instance, I'm searching, or okay, let's say for instance, let's still use the product designer that we saw before. So the skill section should include things like creative design, UI, UX, Figma, Adobe. Imagine if it has all of that and then now also has accounting and then something like production manager. Now that just cancels out itself. So your skill section should be relevant skills that pertain to your profession. And also, as you go about, as you carry on with your career, we get better, we learn new things. It's important that we ensure that our skill sections we are, what's the word? Um, we are always adding to it. So as you learn new things, as you get more knowledge or new knowledge, you're adding the new skills that you have attained or you've gotten to your skill section. Let's talk about profile photo and banner. I'm just going to be very quick with the rest of this. So for profile photo and banner, I like to tell people to invest in a good headshot. So yes, I like that. And there's also something else that I've observed and that I've noticed for banners particularly. So if I'm probably scrolling, I'm probably searching for a talent, and then I finally find a talent that I like. It always makes me really happy when I see that this person has a means of contact on his profile banners. When I see probably your email address or a phone number, I'm always very happy. So it's something that if persons ask me, oh, how can I optimize my LinkedIn account? How can I get myself to be more visible? How can I ensure that recruiters are always contacting me? Some persons don't even check their connection list. So if recruiters sometimes they can probably even find your LinkedIn profile and they have no means to connect with you, they have no means to contact you rather, because maybe you're not connecting back with them, or there is no means of contacts on your LinkedIn profile. So at least an optimized LinkedIn profile should have a means of contacting you. Maybe if an email address. Some people won't like to add their phone numbers because of spam calls, but it's okay to add their email address. So let's talk about activity and visibility. So eh, I like to think that, because it's something that I've observed, that LinkedIn rewards activity. So how often you comment on people's posts, or how often you post, or how often you engage, it just makes you rank higher when probably somebody searches for a talent of your sort. So if you're regularly commenting and you're regularly posting, or you're regularly engaging, you're very active on LinkedIn. Now, a lot of persons that can be a little shy and don't want to post, but okay, connecting with people, post commenting on their posts, resharing or reposting their posts, that just gives you more visibility. So inactive profiles always rank lower. So if you're not active, you're not using your profile at all, it's just dormant, nothing is going on your LinkedIn profile. If I want to search for a profile or a talent like yours that you probably have skills skills at, it's going to be very hard for me to eventually find your profile. So LinkedIn always rewards active profiles. Next slide, please. So what we're going to quickly do is that we're going to try to fix one profile together. So we're going to review a volunteer's profile. So what you can do is there's a chat box. You can copy and paste your LinkedIn URL in the chat box, and then we'll go through your profile together and we'll see what we can optimize or what we can change a little bit. So I want us to do that. If we can do this as soon as possible, that would be really nice, so that we can just okay, I think I'm seeing somebody's profile already. So just one person, we'll just check your LinkedIn profile together, see what we can add, see what we can remove, see what we can optimize, and see what we can fix in your profile. I think I can see Arebesola, Atinuke, and then Ruth.
Okay, I think should we go with someone else? Let's go with Atinuke. What do you think?
Yes. Yes, we can do that.
All right.
Also, after this session, we're going to receive the LinkedIn optimization checklist as well. So if we do not check your profile today, there can be some other time for that. All right. So we're reviewing Atinuke Arebesola. Okay, so the very first thing I can see that would be nice to change is the headline. So like I already said earlier, the headline is the line that is directly under your name. So your headline just says becoming. Now that doesn't even say anything to me about who you are professionally. If I'm sourcing for a role that you might fit in, because of your headline, that just automatically makes you invisible. I would never get your profile, and that's just the truth. So except I know your name and I come to LinkedIn and type out your name directly, uh LinkedIn would never bring up your profile for me, probably to connect with you or contact you because of your headline. Another thing that I can see is the profile banner. Now, that might not be so important as the rest of the things we already spoke about, but that's good too. That gives your profile a good look, and it gives a profile a sort of professional look. But that's why I always advise for a LinkedIn banner that speaks about who you are and what you do. Another thing, okay, can we scroll in? Can you scroll up a bit? Let's see the about section. Okay, I'm highly motivated and driven junior project manager. Now, for your headline can say project manager. Since I can see project manager in your about section. Now, your about section is not bad, but your headline is what will get you found. So even if you have a good about section, if because of how your headline looks, I won't be able to even find you in the first place. So your about section is not bad. It can be worked on, but it's actually not bad at all. I'm a highly motivated and driven junior project manager with a strong interest in project management, contributing to successful projects. So my academic career. Okay, about section is not bad. Can we move along and check others? Can we check the experience section and then our skills so that we can wrap it up?
I don't think she added any experience, but
Okay, she has not added any experience.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, now I don't know if it's that you don't have any work experience yet, or you have not just added any experience. But if you have a previous work experience or you're currently working somewhere, then your work experience should be in your experience section. Now, if I'm sourcing for a junior project manager, because of how your profile looks, it's going to be really hard for me to find you. I won't be able to find you at all. Is going to be really hard to find you because there'll be several other persons that can do what you do or that are junior project managers as well. Okay, said I've not updated my LinkedIn lately. Okay. So there'll be other persons that can do what you do, and but I'll be able to find them instead because their LinkedIn profiles are optimized. So LinkedIn profile should carry a very clear headline, not a vague one. And your about section, which that was okay. Your experience section, as well as your skills. We didn't check our skills. I think we already left there already. Okay, can we look at I don't know if we have the time to just check somebody's profile that has the experience section, and maybe that can be of help to her. Or okay, I think we can use yours. Okay. This LinkedIn profile, this can you go up a little bit? Let me just show her the LinkedIn banner. Yes. So this LinkedIn profile has a very clear LinkedIn banner, very, very clear. A name, what she does, community manager, digital marketing strategist, 5 years of experience. When I see this banner, it already gives me an idea of what kind of a person Glory is professionally. Now I can see about section. About section is very clear, no vague at all. So if I'm looking for, say, a digital marketing and a social media strategist, I can bet that if I put up those keywords on my search, Glory's profile would pop up, or Glory's LinkedIn profile would appear in my search results. Now I can see about session very, very, very interesting. It already interests me. So it says I didn't get into marketing because I liked posting. Now I'm already interested about session. Like I said earlier, your about section should get me interested. I should be interested in what kind of in what you can do and what you can offer through your about section. So our about section already does that. Since I didn't get into marketing because I like posting content, I got into it because I kept seeing businesses work hard online and still not grow. Now, if you check the last frame, sorry, I said frame, the last line, last 2 lines, it says, and you want marketing. Okay. Yeah, if you're building a brand, launching a campaign or scaling a digital product, and you want marketing that pulls its weight, you'll find my work useful. Follow me and subscribe to my newsletter, DCMO Journey, to go with me. Now that already tells me a whole lot. It tells me what she can do, and it also tells me, what she's open to. Okay, so this is a really good about session. Now I can see our top skills. Our top skills are skills that are related to what she does, relevant skills, digital marketing, market research, content marketing, SEO, copywriting. Now, if I have all of these keywords in, say, my search, my Boolean search, or one of these keywords in my Boolean search, the chances of me finding a profile, if I'm looking for a digital marketer, is very high because of how our profile looks like, or because of what is on our profile right now. And services, blogging, digital marketing, group marketing. Now, if you check, this profile is it's not centralized, and it doesn't carry so many things. It's as though it has a niche and she just focuses on that niche. I see a couple of persons on their profiles and they're doing so many different things, doing accounting and doing writing and doing business development. And that just can confuse the recruiter. We can't really tell what does this person do exactly, what does this person not do. Okay, and then content marketing executive, and then digital marketing specialist. But I can see for digital marketing specialist for VROC, uh, VROC, is it VROC? Yeah, VROC. And I can see what she has done, manage and optimize our social media platform, designed, performed, market value. Now, this is a good experience section because it gives me an idea of what her skills are. It gives me it gives me an idea of of your credibility as regards your work. uh I think that's it. I already saw your key your skills, and I already saw the use of your keywords, so I think this is a really good LinkedIn profile. And if I by chance ever want to search for a digital marketing or social media strategist and I use these words, the chances of me finding Glory's profile is very high. So thank you, Glory. So just basically just final thoughts. Like I already did say earlier, your LinkedIn is your digital CV and your personal brand. And there's something my mom always says. My mom always says that carry your brand on your head or carry your personal brand on your head. So ensure that your LinkedIn profile is optimized. I really cannot emphasize how important it actually is. There are so many opportunities on LinkedIn. I know that there are people, there are word persons everywhere. Every social media platform, you will always find word persons, and that's just the truth. But because something is misapplied or because something is not used properly does not mean that it does not have value. So I know a lot of persons that have gotten opportunities through LinkedIn. I know a lot of persons that have, connected with people that have literally changed their lives through LinkedIn. But if, let's say, peradventure, the LinkedIn profiles were not optimized, that probably would never have happened to them. So LinkedIn is your professional search engine. So optimize your LinkedIn profile, highlight your achievements, and stay active. We really cannot say where your next opportunity might come from. Really cannot say where it might start from. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for listening to me. And I think we can take a couple of questions now.
Yeah, we can take questions now. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, drop them in the comments. We'll be looking at them and addressing them in 1 minute, please.
I can see one question. Can you
Yeah.
have more than one LinkedIn account for different reasons? I know that might be possible, but LinkedIn usually blocks people. If your name is appearing in so many places or you have more than one LinkedIn account, there are instances where they will ask you to verify your account and they can block your account. So I would advise, or I think it's better to just have one LinkedIn profile and just keep it optimized. I think that's better. It's possible, but there might be a situation where your LinkedIn profile will get blocked and you won't be able to use that particular name again to open another account later.
All right, I was trying to check the YouTube chat to see if there are any questions. None there. So, in the absence of any other questions, I think this is where we round up. So, thank you so much, everyone, for participating. Thank you, Praise, for taking our time to really dish out insights to us today. So, as promised, you get the LinkedIn optimization checklist and also access to our free profile review. We have dropped a feedback form. Ruby, please, can you drop the feedback form link in the chat?
Hi, Glory. Sorry, I can see one question.
Yeah.
Do you recruit for organizations? Yes. I work with Accresio Africa. And yes, Accretion Africa recruits for organizations. So yes, we do. Thank you for asking.
All right, thank you so much, Praise. Please, would really appreciate your feedback. Ruby has dropped the feedback link in the chat. So in the next 1 to 2 minutes, it takes just 30 seconds to fill the feedback. So please, in the next 1 to 2 minutes before we end the live, please complete it before you leave. Also, if this session was helpful, kindly drop us your favorite emoji before you exit, but please fill the form first. Yeah.